The Haunting of Blackwood Manor. Nestled among the rolling hills of rural Pennsylvania, the town of Blackwood was home to an infamous legend, the haunting of Blackwood Manor. The imposing mansion, with its weathered stone facade and overgrown gardens, had long been abandoned after the tragic events of the 1930s. The Blackwood family, once prominent in the community, met a gruesome end when their youngest daughter, Emily, was found brutally murdered on the night of her 21st birthday. Despite an exhaustive investigation led by the local sheriff, Emily's killer was never brought to justice. Rumors swirled about the true nature of her death, with whispers of forbidden romances and family secrets haunting the town for decades. As time passed, Blackwood Manor fell into disrepair, its once grand halls now echoing with the ghostly whispers of the past. In 2015, a group of intrepid urban explorers ventured into the abandoned mansion, seeking thrills and chills among the decaying ruins. Armed with cameras and flashlights, they braved the darkness, unaware of the malevolent force that lurked within. As they delved deeper into the bowels of Blackwood Manor, they encountered inexplicable phenomena: cold spots, disembodied voices, and shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision. It wasn't until they stumbled upon Emily's old bedroom that the true horror of Blackwood Manor was revealed. In a hidden chamber beneath the floorboards, they discovered a grisly shrine dedicated to Emily, a shrine adorned with blood-stained photographs and cryptic symbols. Terrified, the explorers fled the mansion, vowing never to return. But the spirits of Blackwood Manor were not so easily appeased. In the weeks that followed, members of the exploration team began experiencing vivid nightmares and unexplained injuries. Some claimed to have seen Emily's ghost wandering the streets of Blackwood, her eyes burning with an otherworldly fury. To this day, the legend of Blackwood Manor endures, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all. The phantom hitchhiker of Route 66, stretching across the vast expanse of the American Southwest. Route 66 was once the lifeblood of countless small towns and roadside attractions. But amidst the endless desert highways lies a dark secret, a secret whispered in hushed tones by those who dare to travel its lonely roads after dark. The legend of the phantom hitchhiker has haunted Route 66 for decades, with reports of eerie encounters dating back to the 1950s. According to local lore, motorists driving late at night have reported picking up a hitchhiker wearing clothing from a bygone era, a young woman with dark hair and piercing eyes. The hitchhiker appears friendly at first, engaging in polite conversation as the miles roll by. But as the car approaches its destination, the hitchhiker grows increasingly agitated, her voice taking on an otherworldly tone. In one chilling encounter, a truck driver claimed to have picked up the hitchhiker near Gallup, New Mexico, only to watch in horror as she vanished into thin air moments later. Others have reported feeling a sudden chill in the air, or hearing strange whispers emanating from the back seat of their cars. The origins of the phantom hitchhiker remain shrouded in mystery, with some believing her to be the ghost of Sarah Johnson, a young woman who vanished without a trace while hitchhiking along Route 66 in 1953. Despite numerous search efforts, Sarah was never found, leaving her fate and the truth behind the phantom hitchhiker forever entwined with the lonely highways of the American Southwest. The shadow in the cornfield. In the heartland of Iowa, the town of Millersburg was rocked by a series of gruesome murders in the summer of 1978. The victims, all young children, were found brutally mutilated in the cornfields that stretched for miles beyond the town limits. Despite an exhaustive investigation by local law enforcement, the killer remained at large, striking fear into the hearts of the tight-knit community. Desperate for answers, the townspeople turned to the only clue they had: a chilling eyewitness account from a local farmer who claimed to have seen a shadowy figure lurking among the stalks on the night of the first murder. Some dismissed his story as mere superstition, but others believed that a malevolent entity had taken up residence in the cornfields, preying on the innocent under the cover of darkness. As the summer wore on, tensions reached a boiling point in Millersburg, with paranoia and suspicion tearing the community apart. Parents kept their children indoors after dark, and armed patrols roamed the streets in search of the elusive killer. But despite their best efforts, the murders continued unabated, each one more brutal than the last. It wasn't until a local historian stumbled upon an ancient Native American burial ground hidden deep within the cornfields that the truth behind the killings was finally revealed. The restless spirits of the past had been awakened by the encroachment of civilization, seeking vengeance on those who dared disturb their sacred resting place. In the end, it was a lesson learned at a terrible cost: the cost of innocent lives lost to the shadows in the cornfield, the ghost ship of the Great Lakes. On a foggy night in November 1872, the SS Lavinia vanished without a trace while traversing the treacherous waters of Lake Superior. The ship, along with its crew and passengers, seemingly disappeared into thin air, leaving behind only whispers of a ghostly apparition haunting the Great Lakes. For weeks, search parties scoured the icy waters in search of any sign of the missing vessel, but their efforts were in vain. The SS Lavinia had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only grieving families and unanswered questions. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, reports began to surface of a ghostly apparition haunting the waters of Lake Superior, a spectral ship with tattered sails and ghostly crewmen manning the decks. Sailors whispered of eerie encounters with the ghost ship, its ethereal form gliding silently through the fog as if guided by some unseen hand. Some claimed to have heard the anguished cries of the lost souls aboard, trapped for eternity in the icy depths below. Others spoke of strange lights dancing on the horizon, beckoning unsuspecting sailors to their doom. But despite the warnings, ships continued to vanish without a trace, their crews joining the ranks of the ghostly mariners condemned to wander the Great Lakes for all eternity. To this day, the mystery of the SS Lavinia remains unsolved, its spectral presence serving as a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface of the Great Lakes. And though the waters may be calm and still, the spirits of the lost sailors continue to haunt the waves, their restless souls doomed to wander the icy depths for all eternity. The curse of Lake Lavinia. Deep within the swamps of Louisiana lies Lake Lavinia, a tranquil oasis surrounded by ancient cypress trees and teeming with wildlife. But beneath its serene surface lies a dark secret, a secret that has plagued the area for centuries. Legend has it that in the late 1800s, a voodoo priestess named Marie Laveau cursed the lake after her lover was murdered by a rival practitioner. Since then, Lake Lavinia has been the site of numerous unexplained deaths and disappearances, with locals whispering of a malevolent force lurking beneath the murky waters. In 1998, a group of college students set out to document the lake's supernatural phenomena. armed with cameras and recording equipment. Their journey began innocently enough, with late-night bonfires and moonlit swims beneath the stars. But as the days passed, strange things began to happen. Disembodied voices echoing across the water, mysterious shadows flitting through the trees, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. One fateful night, the students stumbled upon an abandoned shack, hidden deep in the swamp, its walls covered in cryptic symbols and strange artifacts. As they explored further, they unwittingly unleashed a malevolent force that had been lying dormant for centuries, a force hell-bent on exacting revenge for the sins of the past. What followed was a night of terror and bloodshed, as the students fought for their lives against an enemy they could not see or comprehend. By morning, only one of them remained, haunted by the horrors of Lake Lavinia and the curse that still lingers to this day, the curse of Whispering Pines. Tucked away in the remote forests of Oregon, the small logging town of Whispering Pines was known for its rugged beauty and tight-knit community. But beneath the tranquil facade lurked a sinister secret, a secret that would shake the town to its core. In the summer of 1965, a series of brutal murders rocked Whispering Pines, leaving the townspeople paralyzed with fear. The victims, all young women, were found strangled to death in the dense undergrowth of the surrounding wilderness. Despite an exhaustive investigation by local law enforcement, the killer remained at large, leaving behind only cryptic messages scrawled in blood at the crime scenes. As the body count rose, whispers of a curse began to spread among the townspeople, fueled by rumors of dark rituals and forbidden practices in the nearby forests. Some claimed to have seen strange figures moving among the trees at night, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Others spoke of eerie chanting drifting on the wind and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. In a desperate attempt to stop the killings, a group of brave volunteers ventured into the heart of the forest, armed with nothing but flashlights and their wits. But as they delved deeper into the wilderness, they soon realized that they were not alone. Shadows danced among the trees, and ghostly apparitions lurked in the underbrush, their eyes burning with hatred and malice. It wasn't until they stumbled upon an ancient burial ground, hidden deep within the forest, that the truth behind the curse of Whispering Pines was finally revealed. The restless spirits of the past had been awakened by the encroachment of civilization, seeking vengeance on those who dared disturb their sacred resting place. And though the killings eventually stopped, the memory of the curse still lingers in the Whispering Pines, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human soul. The Phantom Train of Silver Hollow. In the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains lies the sleepy town of Silver Hollow, its streets lined with quaint Victorian houses and towering oak trees. But beneath its idyllic exterior lies a mystery that has baffled historians and ghost hunters alike: the legend of the Phantom Train. According to local lore, on a moonless night in 1923, the Silver Hollow Express vanished without a trace while traveling through the dense forests surrounding the town. The train, along with its passengers and crew, seemingly disappeared into thin air, leaving behind only whispers of a ghostly apparition haunting the railroad tracks. Over the years, countless sightings of the Phantom Train have been reported by residents and visitors alike, with many claiming to have heard the mournful wail of its whistle echoing through the night. Some say that the train appears only to those who are lost or in need of guidance, its spectral conductor offering passage to the afterlife for those who dare to board. In 1997, a team of paranormal investigators set out to uncover the truth behind the legend. Armed with cameras and recording equipment, their journey led them deep into the heart of the Appalachian wilderness, where they encountered strange phenomena at every turn: disembodied voices, phantom footsteps, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. But it wasn't until they stumbled upon the rusted remains of the Silver Hollow Express that the true horror of the legend was revealed. The train, it seemed, had been trapped in a state of limbo, doomed to wander the tracks for all eternity. And though the investigators were able to capture evidence of its existence, the mystery of the phantom train remains unsolved, its ghostly presence serving as a chilling reminder of the power of the supernatural.